The world is not a fair place. If you navigate life expecting everyone to play by the rules of honesty, you will be destroyed. We are raised on comforting lies. We are taught that being good and compliant guarantees success. Dark psychology proves the exact opposite is true. Today, we are stripping away the illusions society programmed into you. You are about to learn the hidden mechanics of power. These are 10 ruthless psychological lessons that will make you dangerously smart, impossible to manipulate, and always 3 steps ahead. Grab a pen. Lesson 1. Information asymmetry. The most dangerous mistake you can make is showing all your cards. Transparency is a weakness manipulators constantly prey upon. When you talk too much, you hand your enemies the exact ammunition they need to destroy you. The less they know, the safer you are. If someone asks you a personal question, answer with only 20% of the truth. Leave the rest completely buried in ambiguity. Make them guess. Let silence do the heavy lifting. When you don't over-explain, people project their own fears and assumptions onto you, granting you massive, unearned power. Mystery forces people to respect you out of fear of the unknown. An open book is easily burned, but a locked safe commands total reverence.
Lesson 2. Emotional detachment. In any negotiation, argument, or personal relationship, the person who cares the least holds the absolute most psychological power. Emotion is a psychological leash. The moment you show you are terrified to lose someone or something, you literally hand them the collar to your neck. Manipulators test your boundaries to see how emotionally reactive you are. If they can easily make you angry or desperate, they own your mind. To become dangerously smart, you must train your brain to observe instead of reacting. Treat interactions like a game of chess, not a bloody battlefield. When you master detachment, you become virtually untouchable. Walking away without a single word is the most devastating psychological blow you can ever deliver.
Lesson 3. Weaponized agreement, or the yes trap. When someone attacks you verbally, your human instinct is to defend yourself. This is what they want. Arguing strictly feeds their energy. Instead, just agree with them. Look them dead in the eye and say quietly, "You know what? You are absolutely right." This creates instant cognitive dissonance. Their brain was prepared for a massive fight, and suddenly there was zero resistance. They fall completely off balance. You cannot fight an enemy who refuses to resist. By agreeing, you drain their emotional momentum and leave them looking incredibly foolish and confused. Once they are disarmed and embarrassed, the power dynamic shifts instantly to you. You didn't just win the argument, you permanently broke their psychological frame.
Lesson 4. Strategic incompetence. The human ego desperately wants to look smart, but the strategist knows that looking smart makes you a target for sabotage. The most dangerous person in the room is the one everyone assumes is stupid. When you play the fool, people completely drop their heavy guards. They talk way too much, reveal their true hidden motives, and drastically underestimate your capabilities. They give you their entire playbook because they think you're harmless. Never correct someone who is making a mistake that benefits you. Swallow your pride. Let them feel mentally superior while you gather critical intelligence. Hide your brilliance behind a mask of harmless incompetence. You will see people's darkest true colors only when they think you are not a threat. Lesson 5. The ultimate deception. You are watching this to learn how to manipulate others. But let's be fiercely honest. Here is the most ruthless truth of these tricks. You, sitting there right now, maybe you are the easiest person in the world to manipulate. Why? Because of your ego and your unhealed trauma. Dark psychology dictates that human beings are completely blind to their own deepest hidden desires.
If a manipulator figures out what you crave the most, whether it's praise, money, love, or simple validation, they hold your permanent remote control. They will control you instantly by simply dangling that exact desire in front of your face. You will walk into their trap willingly and blindly. If you cannot master your own desires, knowing these external tricks will not save you. You must become completely, permanently immune to flattery and validation.
Lesson 6. The scarcity of availability. Predictability breeds deep contempt. If you are always available and always replying instantly, your perceived value drops to absolute zero. Human psychology is fundamentally wired to chase what is hard to get and ignore what is easily given. Oxygen is essential, but nobody pays for it. Gold is useless for survival, but men will kill for it simply because it is rare. You must apply this exact economic principle to your personal attention. Stop being so agreeable. Stop answering every single call. Make your presence a rare event that people actually have to earn through immense effort and respect. When you artificially restrict your availability, people will subconsciously treat your attention as a high-status privilege, rather than an unlimited cheap commodity they can exploit.
Lesson 7. The mirroring illusion. Here is a very dark truth about human connection. People do not actually fall in love with who you really are. They fall in love with how you make them feel about themselves. Every single human being is trapped in their own narcissistic bubble of subjective reality. If you want someone to trust you implicitly, never talk about yourself. Instead, subtly mirror their body language and the exact pacing of their voice. Repeat their own words back to them. Validate their worldview. When you do this, their brain releases dopamine, associating that pure pleasure directly with you. They will think you are a genius and a soulmate, simply because you are acting as a flawless, reflecting mirror to their own fragile ego.
Lesson 8. The empathy deficit. Empathy is a beautiful trait for building a family, but it is a massive, fatal liability in a crisis or negotiation. Dangerously smart people know exactly how to locate the internal off switch for their empathy. They never let guilt dictate their strategic, long-term life choices. When you are too empathetic, manipulators aggressively use your guilt to extract your resources. You end up setting yourself on fire just to keep them warm. To make ruthless, effective decisions, you must occasionally look at human beings as raw variables in a mathematical equation, not as fragile, emotional creatures. Turn off your emotional receptors, analyze the cold facts, calculate the outcomes, and execute the plan without letting sentimentality cloud your ultimate objective judgment.
Lesson 9. The power of silence. Most people are absolutely terrified of a quiet room. They will enthusiastically say anything just to fill the awkward void. You can aggressively use this psychological weakness to dominate any conversation. After you state your terms or ask a piercing question, simply shut your mouth completely. Lock eyes and do not say a single word. The psychological pressure will build rapidly inside their mind. The silence will feel physically suffocating to them. To escape the discomfort, they will keep talking, nervously over-explaining themselves, revealing their hidden insecurities, and willingly giving away all of their negotiation leverage. In high-stakes negotiations, the very first person to speak after a heavy silence usually loses. Master the quiet and let them negotiate entirely against themselves.
Lesson 10. The illusion of morality. This is the ultimate, bitter psychological pill to swallow. Morality is very often a constructed tool used by the weak. Society uses the concepts of fairness and niceness to restrict the strong and keep everyone in line. But the hidden elite do not ever play fair. I am not instructing you to become an evil person. I am telling you to become highly adaptable. Rigid morality is a predictable, exploitable psychological weakness. If you strictly bind yourself to the imaginary rules of fairness, you will constantly be defeated by those who operate with no rules at all. You must learn these dark arts, not to destroy innocent people, but to build an impenetrable psychological armor around your own mind and your inner circle.
You now possess the ultimate blueprint. You understand the hidden psychological mechanics that secretly govern every human interaction, from the boardroom to your private life. But knowing the dark rules of the game and actually having the mental stomach to play it are two entirely different things. The choice is yours. Will you continue to be a clueless pawn moved by unseen hands, or will you finally become the ruthless player who controls the entire board? If you are ready to wake up and see the world for what it truly is, join us. Subscribe to Whispers of Doubt right now. And tell me, which of these 10 dark lessons triggered you the most? Face your own truth in the comments below. See you in the dark.